Charlie, what drives you?
I think all the practice from when I was a little girl. Always had the massive dream of becoming a golfer.
Are you going to be the Tiger Woods of women's golf?
I want to be like my own person, really, because everybody's like, oh, like you're the new Tiger Woods and all that, and I think, yeah, well, whatever, but I want to be myself.
Charley Hull is one of the most fearless competitors in women's golf. She turned pro at 17, became the youngest player to ever compete in the Solheim Cup, won her first European title weeks later, and since then, over 30 top 10 finishes, multiple tour wins, and a game that thrives under pressure.
I actually like the feeling of pressure.
Her swing is explosive, her rhythm's fast, and her mindset untouchable. From junior tournaments to the heat of major championships, she's earned her place, proving that real champions win both physically and mentally. You've been diagnosed with ADHD.
Yeah.
What's that been like for you?
I feel like a lot of people these days play on it though. And I think at the end of the day, you just need to understand it yourself and then think to yourself, it's not a disadvantage, it's almost like a superpower.
The Icons is a show where we learn life lessons from true icons. And today we get to learn what it takes to handle pressure and win as one of the top golfers in the world. Charley Hull, welcome to the Icons. Charlie, what drives you?
I think all the practice from when I was a little girl. Always had the massive dream of becoming a golfer, and I just love the graft. I love practicing hard, and I just I just love working, and that's kind of what drives me, just the satisfaction I get from thinking I've done a good day's practice here and then putting it into the test in a tournament. You've
been successful for quite some time, and one of the things that we often don't talk about is like sometimes the price of success, or what we don't talk about with it. What's the one thing people would be surprised about being at a high level of success for quite some time?
There's a lot of ups and downs, because I feel like when we're on the golf course we have such an adrenaline. So I feel like for like an average day-to-day person, you kind of just here on a level. So we go so high when we're in adrenaline, it's like you're taking a drug, and then when you come back to what you normally are, you feel like you're on a come down, but you're actually what you are, like an average day-to-day person will be. So I feel that's quite a struggle sometimes. So I'm always looking for like the next buzz, and then I kind of turn that off the golf course into my gym work. So that gives me such an adrenaline rush. So then I feel like it's kind of hard, but I love that feeling of being under the gun and testing my body and my mind to the limit.
Because I heard this statement you said recently, and it kind of caught my ear, where you said, you know, I don't really train for golf.
No, I don't.
Yeah. Tell me about that.
I train for my mind. Like one of my best seasons a couple of years ago, I took a year off the gym. I didn't bother training at all, and I had a really good season. But I just got really, really skinny because I lose muscle quite quickly. But I wasn't training, then I wouldn't get back in the gym for golf. I just went in there because on day-to-day life, I get so bored. Like I can't just sit on the sofa and chill, and I just can't sit still. So when I train hard and when I practice hard, at night I can just fall asleep easily. Do you know what I mean? And I can chill. I like to be like, when I chill, I feel guilty because I always think I've got so much living to be doing. So why am I just sitting down? So I always have to be busy doing something. But when I train hard and work hard, I can kind of just think, yeah, I've deserved this, so I can just chill then. It's weird how my mind works, but it kind of works for me.
When did you learn that about yourself? How did you learn it?
The last couple of years, I'll definitely say so. Learned a lot about myself, which is pretty good. But, you know, I suppose that's what life's about.
Yeah. How's your 5K coming?
Yeah, it's good. It's down to, I think it was 24 minutes, 50 seconds or 45 seconds or something now. But I haven't tested it in a while because I've been doing a lot of threshold runs and longer runs because that helps you improve it. And also I'm really into my high rocks. Have you heard of high rocks?
I haven't, no, but I've been watching it.
It's like a kilometre run, and then you do basically a 1K ski into another kilometre run, and then you do, I can't remember how far it is. It's like a sledge push for like say 100 yards, and then you do another run, and you do a sledge pull for another 100 yards, and then you do another run, and then you do, so basically burpees for like, I think it's like 75 meters or something like that. I can't even remember the distances myself.
Long enough.
Yeah,
you're
and
suffering.
It's a 1K run between all them exercises, and it's like say 8K in the end with 8 different exercises, and you finish with 100 wobbles. And I feel like that you're putting your body under stress, but you're putting your mind, like when you're thinking, oh, I can't carry on, but you carry on, and when you do it, you feel unbelievable after. And I just love stuff like that. I love training.
So we've just jumped right into this. You're one of the top golfers in the world, and you're also doing this kind of training. Do you feel like, obviously you made the decision to train this hard.
Yeah.
Do you feel like there's a trade-off to it with your golf game, or does it feel like this is the way to...
Obviously training, you're going to get stronger. So then it is going to help your golf game. I have really good recovery as well. Like when I'm at home, I use ice baths, cryo chambers, infrared saunas, red light beds, the compression boots. I have massages. I have a physio with me every week on tour, every day on tour. So I'm really into my recovery as well. So I know I'm putting my body under a lot of stress, and a lot of people saying, "Oh, you're going to get injured," but I think with the right recovery, we'll be fine, and the right stretches, and yeah.
Cool. And you, I heard you made a bet about smoking. Are you winning the bet?
Yeah, easy.
Good for you.
I'm pretty strong-minded. When I'm done with something, I'm completely done. So yeah, I've not smoked in like 5 weeks, and won't smoke again.
Good for
But
you.
I said 2 months because at the end of the day, you can't promise what you're going to do for the rest of your life. It's a long, hopefully, life that I'm going to live. But if you get over 2 months, then you're not really, then it's realistically, you're not really going to smoke. You're not going to break that habit. But yeah, I feel good.
What would surprise somebody if, I mean, obviously we can see the highlight reels and your success on the golf course. What would surprise people about seeing you off the course?
I kind of just like, I like the countryside. I don't ever wear any makeup. I like going on nights out and stuff, but not very rarely. I like just being into my fitness, spending time with my family and my friends, and just having a small, like a good tight circle of friendship, and just playing golf and just stuff like that.
Huh. I heard this thing you said maybe a while ago, but you just said like, I'll play till my hands bleed, but at the end of the day, like golf's just a game.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah. How do you sort all that?
Well, I wouldn't say I am, but how people say like, you're famous because you're a good golfer and this and that, and then like how, you're a golfer, rah, 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 and have fans and stuff. And I'm just thinking, at the end of the day, all I hit is a golf ball around a field. Do you know what I mean? If you cut me, I still bleed the same as everybody else. But yeah, I'm just good at hitting, whacking a ball around a field. Do you know what I mean? Like, but sometimes, like, obviously, you got to be careful with things that you say and things that you do, because you are a role model for young kids. But I'm just very much one of these people, like, if I like it, I'm going to do it. And if I don't like it, I'm not going to do it. I'm just me. Like, I always say, like, people's opinions don't pay my bills. So I'm very much carefree and just do what I want to do. And I will. So if people don't like it, it's my life.
How do you do that? I mean, a lot of people will say that, right? Like they want to just be themselves. But
yeah.
But it feels like that really is, you know, I get the chance to do a bit of research into who you are before we have this conversation. It does feel like you just come through as this really authentic, raw person. How do you do that?
I don't do anything. I just be myself. Yeah, because I feel like these days people are so managed. You can't do this because of that and this and that. And you're always worrying about what everyone's thinking about you. Like, you shouldn't worry what people think about you in life. Like, everyone has different opinions. You're allowed your opinion on me. Like, if you meet me and you don't think, oh, don't like me, well, that's your problem then, because obviously, do you know what I mean? We obviously just don't get on. But you're not here to please everyone. Like, I like having a tight knit circle of friends, really close to my family. That's all you need in life, I think. And just be yourself.
I've heard, I think you described it, that you've been diagnosed with ADHD.
Yeah.
What's that been like for you?
Yeah, it's been good. I feel like a lot of people these days play on it though. And I think at the end of the day, you just need to understand it yourself and then think to yourself, it's not a disadvantage. It's almost like a superpower. Like, you understand how not everyone's brain works the same. Like, I found routine is really, really good for me. And that's what works for me. But then some other people with ADHD, like one of my friends, she was saying routine is hard for her. So she just kind of has it like on the spur of the moment, and that's what works for her. So we're all different in like as individuals. So you just got to roll on, do what's good for you. And you kind of, now I've been diagnosed with it, I understand things, and I can understand when I put myself in certain situations, they don't agree with me. So I'm sometimes like, that's cool. Like, you go do what you want to do. I'm going to do this, but I'm not being like ignorant or selfish. It's just like, I know what can upset me inside. It's weird to explain it, but I've noticed them little things kind of help a bit a lot.
How much of your journey in golf in the last few years has been inward versus the skill set?
What do you mean by that? Like, as in?
It just feels like it feels like there's been a lot of self-discovery for you in the last little while.
Oh yeah, 100%. I felt like I was quite a late developer of golf. Like, I just had a childhood when I was younger, and when I got to 18, 19 in England, you're allowed to drink, and I got my younger years out of my way for me, like partying and stuff when I was 18, 19, 20, and then I can concentrate on my golf career. I don't see the point. I feel like in life you've only got one life, haven't you? So you can't think, oh, I've missed out that in life, I've missed out on that in life. You've got to live it to every moment. And now I feel like I'm at the point in my life where I can really concentrate on my golf, really work on things, and I feel like I'm in a good place.
We have a lot of young people who listen to our shows, and one of the things that comes up, and I can think about scenarios in particular, and it is heavy on my heart, you know, just the mental health pressures people face,
Yeah.
especially young people. What would be your advice to a 20-year-old who's feeling quite confined by that right now?
I think social media can be quite a toxic thing sometimes as well. So it's good to have social media, especially for me with my golf and stuff, because people are interested in what I do. But then don't let it overtake your life either. And I feel like on Instagram, you see all these like bikini models and all these different kind of models and fitness models and all this stuff. And it's like, that's what you expect to be like. And you feel bad in your own skin, your own body. Like there's beauty in everyone. Beauty for me is like your imperfections as well. So I feel like everyone's looking for this perfect look. But I think as long as you're healthy, like eat the right things, like you can eat unhealthy things as well and still be healthy, but everything in moderation. And I just think just live life in the present rather than the future or the past. Like you just gotta live it now. And I feel like back 20 years ago, I'd have felt like I'd have lived, like I would have fit into that generation, like not really a phone, just you could ring up and talk to people, but just you can get so addicted to things like that these days and it just can consume you.
Yeah. Yeah, we had a conversation.
Like living in the moment.
Yeah, it can be a cliche, but it can also be something that like really shapes your life. But most of us aren't dealing with it with the same level of pressure you are. Like, what is the pressure that you feel?
I actually like the feeling of pressure.
Huh?
I do. I like it. I feel like because I've lived with it since competing since I was a junior, so I'm actually used to it. So when I don't have pressure, I feel a bit lost. It's weird. Like, yeah, just like little things. Like, that's why I run so much, because I think, right, I've got to be under pressure now to beat this time or to do it when I don't want to do it. Like, the best days of me training is the ones when you wake up and you think, oh, I don't want to do this. Like this morning. But 3K into my run, I was like, I'm happy I did it now. I can run 100K. Do you know what I mean? But then I have to be careful because I'm playing a golf tournament this week. And it's not just a golf tournament, it's a major. So, yeah.
What's interesting, and I almost felt this way, like looking into some of your previous interviews or just some of the clips I saw about you, that you've got this balance between competitiveness, like you're a serious athlete and you sound like a serious athlete, and then also this kind of self-compassion and this self-care and self-discovery. How do you balance those two things? A lot of times people get caught in one or the other.
What between what?
Like competitiveness.
Oh yeah.
And kind of self-compassion.
Yeah. I think they can kind of go hand in hand almost, because like the competitiveness is you're wanting to win, but then the self-care is you're looking after yourself. But I think you kind of, I don't know, I think it's a good balance. I do. But I think people can get too obsessed with wanting to win and then getting a downer on their life. But at the end of the day, I'm not, like, no offense to people that are like, for me, sitting behind a desk all day would be terrible for my ADHD. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm lucky to be out on a golf course in the fresh air every day. Okay, if I've had a bad round, I'm going to be annoyed. But then I've just got to remember there's people, that's a first world problem. Do you know what I mean? It's not like there's a lot of people in worse positions. So you're not going to be too grumpy about it.
This show we call the Icons. And so it's typically people who have had, it's typically kind of transformative success. And then over time, and I find the time part really fascinating, because it means you weren't just good for a year. You've done it over and over again, which means it brings all that it brings. Yeah. And one of the things that's come back from talking with some of the athletes is a moment when they just about needed to walk away. Like just it got so much for them. And typically in the prime of their career. Yeah. Have you ever felt
No, because I think because I have a hobby, like because I go to the gym. So I think to myself, oh, if I had a bad day at the golf course, oh well, I can go to the gym session, that's gonna make me happy. So you gotta find your place where you can switch off to. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't have that. I know a lot of girls out here don't have it. You can see that. So, and I'm quite lucky as well. I've got a great family at home. Like, I've got so many things around me that's good in life as well. So I'm fortunate.
How do you keep pushing yourself?
Just, I love working. Like generally, I love working. Like I love grafting. Like no matter what it is, like give me a task at home to do, and if I'm into it, I'm 100% into it. I think it's just in me. I'm just one of these kind of people. My dad's kind of like that as well.
What does a day look like? An average day? Not a tournament day, but so, just like
at home. Yeah. So basically, so an average day last Monday, I got up at about 5 o'clock. I done all my house chores. I done my washing. I love cleaning. I'm obsessed with cleaning. And then I went did my threshold run, so it was like 11K. And then I went to the gym with my trainer Kate, and we done legs, like lower body, and then we done a sweat. So like a HIIT workout, and then we trained abs. Then I think I went to the cryo chamber, had like the cold therapy, and then the infrared sauna. And and then I went home, had a shower, met people for breakfast, and then went out on the golf course and done all my putting drills. Had to stand on the putting green until I finished all of them. Then I went down to the short game area, done all my short game, then hit balls on the range, working on my drills, went on the par 3, and then I went and played 18 holes, and then literally had some dinner and then went to bed.
And that's an average day.
Sometimes last week I was doing that, but even more, like I played 36 holes on Sunday, and then did my high rocks on Saturday, and then Friday I had working with my coaches all day, but pretty much I played so much golf when I was home, but I just love it. The weather's better in England now, so I can just be on the golf course all day.
And do you love it?
Mm-hmm. I love the feeling of like, golf's not a perfect game. You can't hit every shot perfect. So like, you've got to come back and you always working on things.
For those who don't, I mean, like for me who plays so poorly, would never would experience what it feels like to walk down a course, typically on your own, lining up in front of a shot.
Yeah.
Like, what does that feel like? Can you take me into that moment?
Well, I love that because I'm very much an individual player. Like, I don't like team stuff. Like, I've never really been a team player. And I can open, like, some people are unbelievable, but I'm not selfish. I'm just so used to being by myself. Like, I can take myself to the cinema by myself. I'll take myself out for a dinner by myself. It does not bother me at all. Because at the end of the day, you're born into, you by yourself when you're born into this world, and you go out by yourself. So I'm generally such an independent person. I travel the world by myself. And then being on the golf course by myself, you're the only one that can hit that shot. So you just got to come to reality and think you're the only one out there. Yeah, I've got my caddy Adam, who's unbelievable. He can keep me calm in certain situations, but I'm the one that's pulling the trigger. So you just got to think, cool, I've got to do that. So that's what you got to do.
And do you have a routine? Do you walk yourself through something, or like something in your head?
No, I try not to think too much. Just kind of just
the opposite of that.
Yeah, 100%. The slower I am, the more things I'm like, oh God, like I start overthinking, because I am an overthinker. So when I'm straight to the gun, I'm way better.
Mm-hmm. It's been the hardest thing you've ever faced?
Hardest thing I've ever faced? There's been a lot of hard things that I've faced. Not on the golf course. I find golf kind of like, that's like my switch off place, like my happy place. A lot of things on the golf course, like certain things over the last couple of years, like 5-6 years ago, but like, it's not going to stay bad forever, and I got through them, just like personal life and stuff, but makes you stronger. What doesn't kill you makes you stronger. That's 100% right.
If you could offer a message to, you know, I think about 20-year-olds a lot. I don't know why, but just because I think it's an interesting moment in life.
It is an interesting moment in life, because you become an adult and then you're starting to work, then you got to pay your own bills. Like when you're 20, it can either go north or south. Yeah,
it's like this fork in the road.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and people think, well, I've got time, right?
Yeah.
I can figure this out, but you start to make some certain decisions.
Well, my biggest thing would be is listen to your parents, listen to the older ones around you, because they've lived for a long time, and when they tell you something, they're not telling you out of spite. They're telling you because they care about you and because they love you, and they've probably lived through them situations. Even though you probably think they're wrong, but try and understand what they mean. Take a step back and try and understand it. Chase your dreams. Like, no matter what, if you work hard, you're going to get there.
What would you say is the lesson that's taking the longest to learn?
Figuring out my own brain. Don't think I'll ever figure it out, but I'm learning every day and I'm understanding it more.
What do you hope your legacy is?
My legacy? Yeah. Settle down one day, have a beautiful family, and have children. That's my biggest goal in life.
Yeah?
100%.
And how does that fit for a competitive athlete? Like, do you think of it differently, or is it just like when that time comes, that time comes? Yeah, when that time comes. Like, at the end of the day, I wouldn't want to be 60 years old, not settled down, and won loads of majors if I did, but then not have a family. I think family is the most important thing in life. They're there for you through good times and bad times, and that's a massive thing for me. When you think back on like the highest moments of your career, what like specific moments come to mind? I'd say Pebble Beach. Yeah. That was just so fun, like just like the last hole coming down there. And because like a couple of tournaments before that, I wasn't playing that well. Like I had a good start to the season. So I won at the year before that, at the end of the year, I was playing really well. Then I just wasn't hitting it good. And then I worked so hard on the range that week before the US Open, and then I just went out there and played well in the British Open. And I just kind of like really, really enjoyed that. And that was really, really fun time. Even though I didn't win, but some of the shots that I hit was unbelievable in that last round. It was kind of like a bit of a comeback. Yeah. That sounds cool. It's like, hey, I'm still here. Yeah. I saw this clip of you 10 years old, walking down a course. I don't know if you remember this, but somebody asking you like, oh, are you going to be the female Tiger Woods? Yeah. And you were just like, I'm actually pretty excited to be me.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
it's just like,
yeah.
it's this unbelievable answer for a 10-year-old.
Yeah.
And then what's cool is to see you, later on in your career, you've been known as this kind of like authentic voice.
Mm-hmm.
Where did that come from? Like 10-year-olds all the way through to now.
I don't know, really. I generally just think I'm just me. Like, I just am me. Like, everyone's gonna make mistakes in life. Like, like today's news, if it's bad news about it, it's gonna be tomorrow's fish and chip paper. Do you know what I mean? That's the way you got to look at it. It's not gonna be bad forever. So if you just be yourself, instead of being a lie and then you're not becoming, then you forget who you are. So I just am who I am, and I think I got my family to thank for that. We're all pretty similar.
Really?
Even my nephew, he's 4 years old, and you can talk to him like he's a 20-year-old, and he has banter. He has good crack. He's a good laugh. Like it's amazing. Like I think I just got really good family around me.
If you weren't a golfer, what would you be doing?
I'm really into skincare. Like I really like skincare. I'm obsessed with skincare. Like looking after your skin and health, and being into your health. Like I'm into like my juices, like apple, carrot, ginger, and beetroot every morning. Celery juice, and then my like ginger shots as well I have, and then just loads of different things. And I'm really into the gym, so I'll probably be a personal trainer or something along the healthy lines. Do you know what I mean? Yeah.
I mean, when you describe your morning routine, it sounds like an Instagram morning routine. Like,
it
sounds
does.
like
It does. I know,
it honestly
it's my
does.
life. Yeah, I love it. I love it.
And it doesn't. I think this is the part where I'm like, I keep almost like probing, because it sounds so different. Like it feels like it doesn't burn you out. Like that level of activity is the opposite.
Because if I was to do nothing in a day, I'm miserable, I'm tired, and I can't focus. That's why I get up every morning before my tea time. Like I've got 8:30 tea time tomorrow. I'll be up at 4:30 and I'll go to the gym, and I'll do my run, I'll do my training, and I feel like I'm ahead of the world, and I feel more awake then and more alert. And then people are like, oh, you're gonna be so tired by the end of the week, rah, rah. But no, I get like 12 hours sleep. Like generally does not bother me. I can sleep like a log. As long as you get your sleep in, it's fine. It doesn't matter if you go bed at 4 o'clock in the afternoon and wake up at 5 in the morning. Do you know what I mean? You've had, 11, 12 hours sleep. Do you know what I mean? And I just I'm on the road as well when I'm in America. I kind of like to stay in the early time zone, because then I can speak to my friends and family back home. So it's not like I'm going out here at night and doing loads of things, because like I'm just here for work and for business and for training. That's the way I look at it.
We have the fortune, I don't know how it formed over time. We put out videos that millions of people watch, and oftentimes they're watching because they're trying to take the next step for themselves. And that might be, they're at a high level and they're looking to go higher, or they're on the couch and they're struggling, and what would you say to somebody who's struggling right now?
I always say tomorrow's a fresh start. And I always look at myself like I'm going to try and be the best version of me every day. Like tomorrow's a new day. Like tomorrow, try to be a little bit better than I was today. And even that means just getting off the sofa and making yourself a cup of tea. Do you know what I mean? Like rather than just sitting there all day. And don't put too much pressure on yourself. Results don't happen overnight. You got to work for them. Like it's like the ladder. You go, what they say, like 2 steps up, 1 step back. You know what I mean? But yeah. Again,
I mentioned it. You've been one of the top golfers in the world for a decade plus. What do you feel is next for you?
I really want to win a major. Yeah, majors definitely what I want to win, and I've always been very close. I've had quite a lot of second place finishes, so yeah, I've been knocking on the door.
How do you feel about tomorrow?
Yeah, looking forward to it. Should be good fun.
Awesome. Charley, thank you.
Thank you so much. Cheers.